Now that we've laid the groundwork for what it means to work spiritually and see that it really has nothing to do with our particular job matching our particular problems of the moment, it has to do with us going to work, understanding our real work is always on ourselves. A spiritual being understands that 24/7, even in sleep, in dreams, they are working on themselves. They are working to liberate themselves. That's what spirituality is, freeing yourself from yourself so that something greater than yourself can be present. So let's take a couple of examples of why work is such a great place to grow spiritually. So for example, if you're a manager or ever have to deal with people in the workplace, sometimes you have to give them news that you know they don't want to hear. Sometimes you have to go in and receive news from your boss that you don't want to hear. And people have trouble with this. People have trouble with criticism. People have trouble talking to other people, knowing that they're not going to be comfortable with what you have to talk about. This is excellent for getting rid of yourself. This is excellent for spiritual growth. You literally use this to liberate yourself. So first, let's take the example where you need to talk to somebody about a difficult topic, subject that you know needs to be dealt with, and you know they're not going to be comfortable. They're not going to be receptive to the discussion. First, you stop and you make sure you're right. Make sure that there isn't any part of you and your personal self or your personal likes or dislikes that are bringing about this problem that needs to be talked about. Just because a person's not acting or being exactly the way you're comfortable with, that doesn't mean that that's a problem. That's your problem. It has to be a real work problem to justify bringing it to the attention of somebody else. And the vast majority of times that people criticize other people, it really is because the criticizer has a particular way they like to have things done, and this person's not doing it that way. That doesn't mean there's not an alternative way of doing it that you need to be more open to, and maybe you can help that person manifest that in a better way. So first you see that it isn't you that has the problem. I am there to let go of myself. This has nothing to do with anybody else. My primary purpose is you must die to be reborn. And I'm willing to do so, and that's why I'm living my life, period, at all times. I'm always remembering that. I want to see what's beyond me. That's what spirituality is. So let go of you. Always first let go of you. Now what's left needs to be dealt with. You have a responsibility to deal with the situation. Now you move to another level. Now I have insecurities. I have fears. I have blockages left inside of me because I got hurt when somebody criticized me or talked to me before. And so now I'm sensitive about talking to somebody about something they don't want to hear. It hits me personally. Now you need to let go of that. Now you need to say, this is like practicing the piano. This is like learning math. I need to learn to do my job. It's my job. It has nothing to do with my personal self. I don't want to bring my personal self in to criticize the person because it wasn't the way I wanted. I don't want to not do something because my personal self is sensitive and afraid. Neither fear nor desire nor personal preference should be running what you're doing. You should be letting go of those things on a regular basis. Now, you're not going to get perfect at it. We all have sensitivities. People say, I'm only human. No, you're not. You are way, way beyond human. But there is a part of you that is human. There's unquestionably your psyche, your personal part of your being, your personal mind, the personal heart are very, very human. They've had many experiences that left scars on them, and therefore it creates sensitivities and insecurities and that kind of stuff. You need to be willing to say, the purpose of my life is to go beyond that, is to let go of that. Here is a situation where I don't want to criticize a person. It's not like I enjoy it, but I need to be doing this. It's my job. Therefore, I'm going to learn to do it to the best of my ability and not let my own insecurities and my own little weaknesses interfere with my ability to serve the moment that's in front of me. Now, it's not going to go away with one breath, all right? But it is going to go away with a bunch of breaths. You just keep chipping at it. Don't worry about it. Don't think it's supposed to completely go away, and then when you confront the person, you don't feel any sensitivity. All I want is that before you confront the person, you center enough to relax through this and realize, yes, I have a problem. I have these sensitivities. I have these fears. I have these insecurities. I want people to like me, all right? I don't want to start an energy that causes a problem, right? But that's not my job. My job is more important than my personal self. Therefore, you relax, just relax. Relax your chest, relax your tummy, relax your buttocks, just relax. Breathe if you want, whatever it is, just get yourself into a good space. Now, unquestionably, when you actually walk onto the battlefield of life and step in there and start talking to this person, that stuff's going to come back up. That's okay. Just do your best not to let it influence what you're saying, period. Say what it is you need to say, and don't let your personal stuff come out and influence what's happening. Then when you walk away, your mind's going to drive you crazy. All your personal stuff, oh, I feel real bad, I wonder if he likes me, blah, blah, and all the garbage is going to go on inside. Just let it go. That's your spiritual growth. The entire process was your spiritual growth, not one thing. The process of making sure that you're not the problem at all. That's not why you're needing to talk to this person, because you had a problem with them. It has to be a real problem that's influencing work. So you let go of that. Then it has to be, I have this trepidation about walking into this situation. You need to let go of that. Then when I'm in the situation, my stuff is coming up, it's getting hit, I'm feeling uncomfortable. I need to stay true to what it is that I knew I needed to say, not letting it be influenced by my personal stuff. Then when I walk away, my mind is freaking out because it was uncomfortable, I didn't like it, and did I do it right? And oh my God, nobody will like me, and let that go. Because now you're on the battlefield and you're actually letting go of the real stuff that is keeping you from God. Literally, this is spirituality. This is not something you do so you can go home and meditate. This is higher than that. This is true growth, the real growth. So we went through an example, what it would be like to have to talk to somebody that way. It is exactly the same if you're called in, or you know that something went wrong and you're called in to have that discussed with. First, let go. Let go of your protection, let go of the defensiveness, and see it as a constructive, positive thing. All you want to do is serve better. You don't want acceptance. You don't want more money. You don't want a better job. What you want to do is be able to serve the unfolding of the universe before you better. If something went wrong and somebody's going to help you do that, now they may not say it really nicely, don't worry about the messenger, how it gets delivered. They're not all as conscious as we've just learned to be. But listen, just be willing to listen and see if it can improve the criticisms or the different things that are being said, and be open. And I'm telling you, even if what's delivered to you is devastating to you, it's actually what you didn't want, you wanted the raise and they're not going to give you the raise, instead they're criticizing you, that's wonderful. At least for that moment, use it to let go of the part of you that gets you into these spaces where you're so triggered, you get triggered, that you think what matters is you. No, it isn't what matters. What matters is your ability to transcend yourself. So these are opportunities to let go of yourself. Again, you won't be perfect at it, but you will get better and better at it if you will use every single situation to do this. And my experience is, if you will do that, you'll end up getting the raise. You'll end up getting way beyond anything you ever dreamt of, because you literally are getting better. It's not that you're sitting there saying, I want it anyways, right? You're finding that you're improving yourself. If you get your personal self out of the way, wait till you see how good you are. And feel that way when you're giving to somebody else. I'm actually helping them. I'm not criticizing them. So work is a wonderful place to grow spiritually, and we're going to take a few more examples like this to talk about real life situations. Everybody always comes to me with, I want to hear, what do I actually do with my feet on the ground when these things come up? And I'm just going to give you variations every time of the same thing. Let go of yourself and try to serve the moment unfolding in front of you to the highest way you possibly can. You will get better and better at that over time.